Cats have only been domesticated about 7,000 years, and unlike dogs, they're not really changed from their wild ancestors.
But when a cat wanders, where does he go? One couple decided to investigate this mystery.
We have the answer to the question that all cat owners want to know. They want to know, where is their cat going during the day?
To find the answer, Deirdre and Michael Cross put a camera on the collar of their cat Cooper that automatically takes a picture every 2 minutes.
I'm shocked at so much green and so many beautiful plants.
You see these pictures that Cooper comes up with. It's amazing.
Cooper's view on the world is so different than what most people see. He's changed the way that I think about my neighborhood.
Sometimes wandering in familiar confines can get a cat in trouble. Seth and Kelly Levy found this out the hard way with their cat, Gracie May. The Levys live in Florida. One day, Seth was packing for a business trip to Dallas.
I had pretty much finished packing. I left the bag a little bit open in case there were any last-minute things.
Not knowing it, Seth zipped up the bag with Gracie May inside and headed to the airport. A few hours later, Kelly came home and realized something was wrong.
She always comes right down the stairs to greet me, and this time she wasn't there.
Meanwhile, Seth and Gracie May are on their trip to Dallas.
When I got to Dallas and got off the plane, I called my wife, and she was crying, she was frantic.
When I couldn't find her, I started to panic a little bit.
Here's where you think the story will have a happy ending. Seth checks into his hotel, Gracie May pops out of the bag, they all live happily ever after, right? Wrong. A guy arriving at Dallas has a suitcase just like Seth's and takes it from the carousel.
My bag was nowhere to be found.
You can imagine what it was like for the guy with Seth's bag. He opens the bag he thinks is his. Not only is it the wrong bag, but a cat's inside. Gracie was wearing her tag, so the confused man was able to call a relieved Seth.
I received a phone call.
He was so surprised to find Gracie in the bag.
Luckily, Gracie May made it back home, and Seth will always check his luggage before he zips it closed. Curiosity took Gracie May on an unlikely trip, but asked the McElhaney family about their cat, Emily. This kitty's curiosity led her on an amazing journey, far beyond her Wisconsin home.
Emily is a very curious cat. We're always looking for Emily.
One day, Emily went missing and didn't come home. She'd snuck out of the house and made her way into a nearby paper factory. Emily then somehow got into a shipping container. Unknowing workers sealed her inside. As the days passed and Emily remained missing, the McElhaneys began to worry.
I really thought it was just going to be another, she's here in the neighborhood somewhere, she'll turn up.
Meanwhile, Emily was on the journey of a lifetime. The container she was in was shipped by truck to Chicago. It was then loaded into a boat that meandered through the Great Lakes and into the Atlantic. Back in Wisconsin, things looked bleak to the McElhaneys.
We had given up hope. We started to just wish that she was safe and okay and someone had made a good home for her.
Emily's ship finally made port on the French coast. She was loaded on yet another truck and reached her final destination at a factory in Nancy, France. Emily was on the road for a total of 30 days. Emily had literally nothing to eat for a full month until the workers in France unpacked her.
When they opened the container, they heard meowing, so they knew there was an animal in there.
Shocked workers found Emily's tags. Donnie took the call, informing the family of Emily's whereabouts.
And they said, in France. And I said, the country? I had lived here like 8 or 9 months. I'm thinking, France, Wisconsin?
Arrangements were made for Emily to be flown first class back to the grateful McElhaneys.
I honestly didn't get emotional until we picked her up at the airport.
Emily has traveled farther than any of us ever have or ever probably will.
Everything turned out okay in the end, but Emily is now strictly an indoor cat.